Senator Ireti Kingibe, we the obedient, we are highly disappointed in you. Yes, you have failed us woefully, and we'll make sure that 2027, you know, return back to that Senate again. Yes, we voted for you. We canvass vote for you in 2023 so that you go there and change the status quo. But no, your own is even worse. You went and joined them now, they oppress us, Abi. You they follow them now, they fight Natasha because Natasha spoke the truth, Abi. Don't worry, we will make sure that we can deal with you 2027. You must not return back to that house. We the obedience, we are ready for you. We are ready for you, Ireti Kingibe. You have failed woefully, and we'll make sure that you know return back to that fight. You are Black Jesus. Yes, because of P2B, you have that privilege or reason of you to do things differently. Now you don't. Don't worry. 2027 is coming.
Though we are members of Labour Party, but this briefing is done on behalf of the Nigerian youths who see me as their leader and voice in times like this, when their rights are trampled and injustice meted. We have chosen not to be silenced or forced to keep silent in the face of abuse of privilege by some privileged individuals who are hiding under the color of hallowed chambers of the National Assembly. The recent development in the revered Red Chamber of the 10th National Assembly over the past week has prompted us to call for this media briefing. It is no longer news that one non-compliant Labour Party senator, Neda Imasuen, representing Edo South Senatorial District, was used as a willing tool to perpetuate what has been widely described as injustice and the humiliation of a youthful voice in the Senate, in the person of Mrs. Natasha Akpabio, without proper investigation. We, the Nigerian youths, have in clear terms condemned such rascality perpetrated by the Ethics and Privilege Committee led by Neda Imasuen in clear violation of an order of the court. It is clear to the Nigerian youths that an investigative panel, which was set for 11th March, was mysteriously and mischievously rescheduled to hold on 5th March 2025. Our question remains, what is the haste for? It is on record that this 10th Senate is not known to have shown much urgency or speed in most of their public hearings that has direct bearing with public interest, such as the call for the amendment of the Electoral Act that will lead to electoral reform, or security sector or economic reform, amongst others. But they were in a haste to suspend an opposition voice using a readily available, unseasoned opposition senator who has never added any value to the Labour Party since he was elected, and his activities in National Assembly has not in any way reflected the ideologies and philosophies of Labour Party. Given such a hasty decision to suspend Natasha, Senator Neda Imasuen and his subsequent posturing afterward has no doubt left everyone in shock about the possible dislike for womanfolk, a character which may be construed as being a misogynist. To the best of our knowledge, the Labour Party is a party for social democrats with tremendous respect for the female gender and the youth alike. It is also believes so much in the principles of fair hearing, rule of law, and gender parity. We therefore make the following demands. 1. The 10th Senate should immediately resign the suspension of Senator Natasha Akpabio and reconstitute a morally and mentally balanced committee to do proper investigative hearing of the matter to salvage the already tainted image of the 10th Senate. We demand that Senator Neda Imasuen be recused from the reconstituted committee, and I think we also recommend to the Labour Party to consider suspending him. 2, the Nigerian youths are by this statement calling on the people of Edo South to immediately commence a recall process for Senator Neda Imasuen for his poor representation and conduct at the Senate. On the matter concerning the distinguished Senator Natasha, it has been observed that Senator Imasuen has not satisfactorily applied internationally accepted principles of fair hearing, making a recommendation which led to the controversial suspension of distinguished Senator Natasha Akpabio. 3, we urge President Bola Tinubu to save the face of Nigeria in the Committee of Nations by speaking up against the humiliation suffered by the female gender in the Nigerian politics, of which his wife, as a serving senator in the 9th Assembly, also faced. Mr. President must ensure that his government work to preserve the democratic principles of fairness and rule of law. 4, the Nigerian youth are also demanding that the President of the Senate, Senator Akpabio, must present himself for investigation by an unbiased arm of government. He cannot continue to use his privileged position to frustrate the call for justice by the victim or any other victim. Senator Natasha, in this case, a situation where one man will be a judge in his own matter, like Senator Akpabio did, must be denounced and condemned. Under no circumstance should Akpabio be the one sitting that day to suspend Senator Natasha. In conclusion, we shall continue to speak despite the intimidations, despite the threatening political environment in Nigeria, orchestrated by the current ruling oligarchy. The rules of the Senate is not stronger than the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which made it clear that there must be principle of fair hearing, and it must be applied in every matter concerning citizens of Nigeria, be it a common citizen, be it a senator, be it a president, be it a governor. There must be an application of that principle of fair hearing. If you can recall, the committee was set out to meet on 11th of March. What is the haste, as I stated in this document? What is the haste of fast-tracking it backwards to become on the 5th of March? And you tell me that the Senate President does not have hand in who and in what the Ethics and Privilege Committee is doing. I want to assure you that it is the Senate President that is the Chairman of Senate and the Chairman of National Assembly. And he's the one that appoints and fires whoever becomes a committee chairman, as he did in the case of Natasha Akpabio, who he also fired. So it is him that gave the Ethics and Privilege Committee order to do what they did. So you can't exonerate the Senate leadership from what transpired on that day. The clear evidence is that they said it's 11th and they brought it back to 5th. And I said here, Nigerians have been asking for electoral reform. Nigerians have been asking for police reform, army reform, economic reform. There is no current bill that is undergoing speedy public hearing in the National Assembly today to address these issues. What is the haste in suspending a senator that Nigerians voted?
Welcome back to Local Journal, my people. We dey hear everything where they go on for inside this video. The Obedient family and the Labour Party supporters, they very seriously for Senator Ireti and Senator Neda Imasuen based on the role where they play for inside Senator Natasha suspension. We hear as them they vex and they talk say they no go vote these people come 2027. We also hear as them they recommend say me they suspend Senator Neda Imasuen from the Labour Party, and they also talk say they go ensure say in constituency start in recall process. The way where this matter they go for the Labour Party senators, the thing no make sense for them at all, because according to the Labour Party supporters, they talk say they elect them into the Senate so that they go fit change the status quo, but wetin they go there go do now for their own selfish interest. Then talk say since then go there, they never pass any bill or do anything to benefit their constituency or even the Labour Party or Nigeria at large. Rather, they decided to join that group of cartel where they interested in sharing and squandering our national wealth. Them talk say during the time where we say Senator Ireti bin get issue, say Natasha even support them against Akpabio. But he reached Senator Natasha turn, Ireti come dey talk say Senator Natasha na small pikin na she be. Them talk say the one where they even vex them past na unto say na this Senator Ireti and Neda Imasuen na the people where we say they recommend say they suspend Senator Natasha for 6 months. Say as they hear that matter, say it shock them well. Say they no believe say these senators where they elect under Labour Party to represent them and the good people of Nigeria go fit disappoint Nigerians like this. And then talk say because of this one, then go show them who them be. Then talk plenty things for inside the video, and I go play the remainder of the video so that we go fit watch and hear everything where they talk. But before we watch the video, if today na be the first time you visit that channel, I beg make you like, make you share, make you subscribe.
I know that you are a Nigerian. I have been a witness to many protests that Nigerian youths have undertaken. In recent past, uncountable number of Nigerian youths were tear gassed, were murdered, were injured. In a sane climb, you don't need to walk on the street. In fact, walking on the street is the last resort to express your right as a citizen. What we are doing is what is accepted internationally, to speak out. And we have spoken out. I cannot risk the life of these youths that are following me to be tear gassed. We don't have the power, we don't have the financial muscle, we don't have the energy to face the Nigerian police, which are already becoming tools in the hands of these politicians. Thank you. Well, I'm sure that my name is not a new name to you in issues of national politics and national polity. And if you can do a little background check, I am not one of those that can be used to do a hatchet job. The press conference you are witnessing this morning is an expression, sincere expression of what is happening both in the party and in the National Assembly. We elected Neda from the platform of the Labour Party, but totally he has deviated from the principles, from the philosophies that guides the Labour Party. His representation in the Senate does not have any bearing. I can say it over and over again, that the representation of Senator Neda Imasuen and some of them have no bearing on the party's manifesto, on the party's constitution in terms of inclusivity, in terms of fair hearing, in terms of rule of law, in terms of gender parity, and in terms of delivering good governance as inscribed in the Labour Party manifesto. So that is Labour Party for you, and that is what makes Labour Party unique. That you can be a member of this house. The moment you deviate from the track, you will be cautioned and you will be reprimanded heavily. Labour Party is not like APC and PDP, where we hear some governors and some ministers and some Senate presidents saying that when you come to the party, your sins will be forgiven. In Labour Party, your sins will not be forgiven. Like I've observed that every new assembly, it seems that every new assembly will always amend the Senate rules. And I ask, if the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is amended every month and every week and every year, how suitable would that Constitution be? This Senate rules is amended 2023 when Akpabio became Senate President. And these rules, like I said, I will repeat again, This rule is not superseding the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If severally in Nigeria we have witnessed where Senate rules enhanced a decision that were made, and after that decision it was challenged in the courts, and when it was challenged in the courts, what happened? The decision of the Senate was overturned severally. It's not once, it's not twice, showing you and indicating to you that the Senate rules is no more superior than the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So therefore, if Neda was actually a party man, there is nothing that goes on the floor of the National Assembly that the ruling government does not have hand in. They have their caucus, they discuss it, they share ideas, and they come and play the politics on the floor. That is how governance is being run, my brother, anywhere in the world. So therefore, it's required of oppositions to share ideas of what is happening on the floor of the Senate with the party before they execute. They cannot just go to the Senate and sit on their own without consulting the party. That is why the party gave them the platform. So it's expected that when such a matter, and of course that is why you give 2 weeks, 3 weeks before such hearing, so that you consult your party. My party, look at an assignment that is being given to me. What is your idea and notion about this matter that is going on? And your party caucus can sit and say, please don't go ahead with this. And once they say it, you are bound to obey. And again, my advice to young Nigerian youth, Nigerian young girls and ladies are doing excellently well. They are doing excellently well. What they are facing is intimidation. What they are facing, whether we hide it, whether we believe it or not, what many young girls across the country is facing is harassment, intimidation.
Yes.
True of us?
True.
True of us?
True.
What many young Nigerian girls are facing in the polity is intimidation,
Yes.
sexual harassment. Let's mention the name. It's happening in Israel. And we say no to sexual harassment. We say no to
Sexual harassment.